My name is Paolo Tamburrino. I rejoined Autodesk March of this year. I'm the Senior Industry Strategy Manager for Media Entertainment with a special focus on film and TV. In the last couple of years we integrated solutions such as ShotGrid and most recently last year with Moxion to basically cover a production management platform and asset tracking to connect the different DCC applications, and with the latest acquisition of Moxion it allows us even to connect production processes from on-set, which in that case is capturing media and driving dailies and basically streamlining the communications across the get-go over the physical production to post-production. But we're looking more into streamlining and automating processes in general speaking, helping artists overall to focus on their creative tasks and assignments, and trying to remove the roadblockers about repetitive tasks. And this is where our vision goes into the platform, which is Flow, to connect the different disciplines and packages from our traditional DCC applications, but also third-party ones, and any other sort of application you can imagine into, for instance, to create a movie, and streamlining the data so that you can increase the productivity between the artists, but also the communication, which allows not only to faster iterate and create earlier results, but also to reduce for production of the cost and allow to create more content. As you're probably familiar with, the demand of content becomes bigger and bigger, while the market has some difficulties to basically fulfill the requests and needs for artists. And that's where we're focusing in on making things more efficient and easier to use. We just joined the alliance of OpenUSD. So the first step is to set a standard, and we're proud to be one of the key partners to orchestrate this. The second step is in our vision to have a cloud-defined platform which integrates all sorts of applications within our own portfolio, but also from other companies. Because in the end, where the industry goes today, because of the massive demand of content creation and artists which are needed, the studios don't have anymore the opportunity to say that the artists need to be at one spot. So basically you go where the artists are, and this is what we try to support with by opening up our systems and allowing basically to select studios to create their own pipeline on their demand per show and per project. Also using machine learning overall to optimize and automate processes. Our take on this is to focus on what the artists need these days
in order to basically remove repetitive tasks, to focus actually creativity. And this is where we're looking into automating processes and helping on that end to streamline and increase efficiencies. On the other hand, again, circling back to the demand of artists, helping to probably to lower down the barrier of entry level, so that you have tools which allows you fast and easy to create, for instance, assets. I think in the end, coming myself from production, those tools will help you to prototype and in kit bash faster, which allows to be faster. If we speak, for instance, about virtual production, which has been quite being a trend for the last couple of years, where you move the post-production process into pre-production, that gives you the ability to be quicker, but the final result is still defined by the artist. So I picture it more as a tool, as a system to create something quickly, and then once you have the sign of the director or art director, that you can actually focus on refining the asset. But also it proves, for instance, if you create larger worlds, as you probably know, the world becomes bigger and more complex, no matter if it's in movie or games, to iterate and creating variations. I think some of the tools are definitely simplifying the process. Again, even though it's a little bit repetitive, but if you start prototyping, for instance, it allows you to iterate quite quicker. For instance, no matter if you use text to prompt or other sort of techniques, but basically designing something quite quickly. On the artist side is one thing, if the tools become easier and more accessible, which we always help to democratizing the tools. On the other hand, speaking again from my original hat as being a producer, you have to make quick decisions with the director, for instance, and it's very difficult for them to express changes So a lot of things get lost in translation. And if you have that sort of tools, which generates more content quicker, again, it's more like not about the perfection of it, but more like to address and visualize something. And that's something kind of like we can use and leverage, for instance, in film production as an example, where the director can get feedback or provide feedback to the producers or visual effects supervisor. And this feedback can be iterated in almost real time by the artist, and then being addressed by either the same artist or by someone else using, for instance, Maya to polish it. I still believe, kind of like in the end, if we speak about AAA games or Hollywood blockbusters, that the final polishing will always come by an artist, and that's a matter of the right tool. And software like Maya and other applications give you like the extra bit of perfection in the image. So we work closely with our customers together. We have close partnerships on studio side and vendor side, but also in different organizations, including the Software Academy. The goal here is kind of like really to understand what our customers, especially in that case, the artists, are looking for to improve their day-to-day workflow. The interesting part is what kind of solution can we provide? We offer specific solutions for dedicated customers, like to custom tailor their needs. But then there is needs, they're like very specific to the studio, for instance, or the specific show. Sadly, some of these solutions can't be rolled out like globally, because every pipeline, even with the terminology and the way how people in studios work, are different. However, more feedback we receive based on what we work on, we're able like to collect it and then build like a bigger package, what we call like that. And this is kind of like basically what we try to ship with each iteration based on customer feedback.
Awesome, thank you.